Alright guys, welcome to my number 1 episode of how you can trade smartly without stress. Okay guys, on this video I'm going to give you a straightforward strategy on how you can trade as a beginner or as a pro. Maybe you have been trading your strategy and you are not profitable. Okay, you are looking for ways that you can trade and be profitable in a simple way. Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you full breakdown on how I trade. And like seriously, I must tell you that this strategy is really easy and profitable. Now, as you can see on my watch list right now, I do trade only 4 pairs, okay, in the forex market. I trade 4 pairs. I trade gold, I trade GP, JPY, I trade Euro USD, and I trade GPB USD. So guys, as you all know, you must have been a trader before you can continue watching this video, because I don't want to go to beginner's guide. Okay, so right now I want to give you a full breakdown on how I trade, right? So let me just give you an interface of the way I trade my forex pairs. Okay, so this is GBP USD. This is the interface of how I trade, right? You can see my support and resistance zones, you can see my trend lines and all that. Okay guys, you need to stick to the end of this video if you really want to understand how I draw all these lines and how I enter my trade and everything. So I'm not going to use this JPY as an example. I'm going to search for a fresh pair and analyze from this crash. So guys, let me use a new pair to analyze this market. Okay, let me use new pair. Like what pair would I use? Let me just use let me say USD card. Okay, let me just use this one to give you an example of how you can analyze the market as a beginner. Okay, let me use USD card. Now let me say I'm about to analyze a forex pair, a new one that I have not analyzed before, right? So the first thing I do, let me remove all these lines. The first thing I do is for me to go to the higher time frame level. Okay, like the 1 day. Since you are a day trader or intraday trader, I don't think you need any level above your daily time frame. Okay, you can also go as well and mark out your monthly time frame, but as a day trader, you know that for price to hit your high level, it's going to take a lot of time. So what we are going to do right now is to just concentrate on what the market is actually doing currently. Okay, so from daily time frame right here, you can see that the market is actually what? The market is actually market is bullish, right? You can see the direction of the market is bullish. Okay, so what do I do now is, firstly, I want to mark out my area of resistance and support. Okay, at this time, if you watch my previous video, you might have understand market structure, you might have understand support and resistance, because I made a lot of videos on that, so you can go on my previous videos and watch that. So from this right now, what I'm going to do firstly is mark out my area of support and resistance. So I'm going to mark the last low of the market on the daily time frame. So what I'm seeing right here, let's take this level, right? Let's take this level. Okay, let me mark out all these lines. Let's take this level. Okay guys, if you don't know how to mark out these levels, you might have go and watch my previous video, because I give you videos on how to can mark out your support and resistance. Okay, understanding market structure. So you can go and watch those videos right now. So let me mark the highest points in the market. Okay, so based on market structure, you can see what happened right here. You can see that. Let me just use my horizontal tools to mark this out. So based on market structure, you can see what is happening right there. Let me just mark it out. You can see that price moved from this level down here. It consolidated around it, but this is still a low, right? Before it broke structure to this zone, and you can see that the market is kind of retracing backward. Okay, so now what I will do next is let me mark this level. Okay, I think that's okay, right? So I'll go to the 4-hour to find my levels. Okay, go to the 4-hour to find my levels and mark out current levels in the market, right? So this is the 4-hour right now, right? So let me just refine my level on the 4-hour time frame, okay? And remember that when market has broke structure, there are some characteristics of the market, like there are the ways the market behave. I don't want this video to be too long, so I just want to give a brief understanding of the market. This is a high, low, high. When market broke this particular high, right? What do you expect? Is for market to test it, maybe create a higher high, come back to the demand zone, right? And continue the movement. So this is basically the way the market do behave. So when you are trading, you should know when to enter your trade. This is a resistance, right? This is a support. So I want to give you how you can basically enter your trade. Now, the first thing you have to do is, how do I know when to enter this market, right? What I use is I mark out the break of structure, which is this level. Then from that break, I want to see, so that I do take the breakout. So I want to see confirmation candle at this breakout on the 4-hour time frame. And what am I expecting to see at that zone? I'm trying to see an engulfing candlestick. I'm looking for a rejected pin bar, bullish pin bar. Okay. So I'm looking for evening stars. I'm looking for just, confirmation candles. If you want to learn about that, I think I'm just going to make video on that, but I've not done video on that. So you can go and learn more on that. So I'm expecting to take a breakout on that zone. Then maybe I miss entry on this zone right now. Okay. Where am I expecting to take? Because we are bullish, I'm expecting to wait for this to test for confirmation candlestick. Guys, I don't like taking trade at this zone. That's why you need to be discipline comes in. I don't like taking trade on that zone, but if you can still see some confirmation based on your day trader, when you see a confirmation on the 4-hour, it's very powerful. Okay, so you just want to look at the confirmation and take a 1 to 2 at this zone. Okay, but most times I don't normally take entries at this zone because I feel that this particular zone right here will serve as liquidity for the market. Okay, so I just wait for my zones on the 4-hour. This is the 4-hour time frame, right? So the market pull back to this zone. How do I know where to buy from? After market have tested this zone, okay, I just use my Fibonacci on the 4-hour to just mark my zone where I will buy from. This is an example, guys. Okay, so I'll be ready to take the market from that zone, right, on the 4-hour time frame. Guys, this strategy is a banger. If you can practice it and master it. So this is where I'm looking for to buy from the 4-hour time frame. Okay. And when price get to this zone, right, what am I looking for? Confirmation candle is very important. Okay. I don't use limit order. I use market order. Okay. So I just wait for confirmation candle, waiting for bullish rejection, waiting for pin bar, inverted hammer, waiting for evening stars and all that before I can just take my trade and take my 1 to 2 that I'm done for the day. Okay. So let's go to the chart to get more example. It's as simple as that. I don't stress myself looking for more position or more opportunity in the market. So for example, I've marked my level on the what? On the daily time frame, which is this resistance you are seeing. Now for me to refine my level on this, I can see some levels on the 4-hour time frame, right? So I can just add more line to that, right? On 4 hours, I'm seeing some levels right there. So I can just add that. It's a good level for me to take entries from, right? So now look at this. Maybe if price get to this zone, this is what I'm looking for, a buy to continue the trend in the market. This is the zone. Now when price get to that zone, what am I looking for? I'm looking for confirmation candlestick. And in this zone, what am I looking for? Okay, you can see that first of all, this is number one, a tweezer button was formed right here, which you can actually take a trade from. But if you are not still convinced enough, you can be waiting for another confirmation. Then this bullish engulfing gives you how you can enter from the market to continue the trend. Okay, that is the confirmation. So those are the places where I take my trade from. So I'll just enter from this zone, right? I'll just enter from this zone, put my stop loss below this level of that, then I take like 50. Okay, after I get 50 in the market, right? 1 to 2. I target 100. No, that's for the C. So I just target 100, right? Just target 100. I just target 100 on that level, right? Boom. You can see I'm out of the market on that zone. Now, what I was expecting is I was expecting for market to come back to this level. Okay. And you can see the market actually come back to this level. And this is where I'm expecting to buy from. Now, market get to this zone, right? What am I waiting for? You can see this first candlestick alone has given me a confirmation that price is about to go up from this level. Okay. Rejected pin bar. It's enough for me to take this trade. So I just wait for a close. When this candlestick prints, you just wait for a close above this zone. So this is where I would have taken my trade from. You are working with your levels, right? So I just entered from here. Okay. Put my stop loss below that candlestick. That is 18 pips. I'll be targeting what? 36. And like this, I'm done for the market. 1 to 2. Okay. As a day trader, 1 to 2, I'm done. Okay. Most of the time, I don't normally trade along the trend because people will be looking to short from this level, right? But I don't mind trade against the trend because if you are taking trade from that level, that means you are trading against the trend. You can see the reason why I told you that after the retest, when market come back to that zone, I don't like taking market. You can see what happened right here. Okay, you must take a loss if you are not really careful at that zone. Okay, so that is how I trade. Then I'll still be waiting. This on that level, market is at that level, right? So it broke out from this level. What is the confirmation right here? It's very clear, bro. It's very easy. Just patient. Patient alone will just serve you. First of all, you break out. Look at this candlestick already has given me a confirmation at this zone, right? So if I'm like still doubting that I don't want to take the trade, which can lead to this loss, I'll just be waiting for another confirmation in that zone. And you can see that there's no confirmation on that zone like this. So I'll be waiting for where a pin bar is formed. Likely you can see this pin bar right here is being formed at, and you can see that's a good level. But maybe for me, I might not have taken that trade from there because I was looking at this resistance there, thinking that maybe price will just continue going up. So I'll just have to wait for price to close below. So I'll be waiting for that confirmation. Now this one alone is a bearish confirmation for me. Then the most important thing I always look is when market created this, in fact, this pin bar hammer. Okay, I just wait for price to just take that level out. Okay, take that level out, then close below it. Now just take my entry. There's so much confirmation candlestick right there, bro. This is another confirmation candlestick. Okay, so I will try to take my trade so that my stop loss will be above this horizontal line. This is my resistance line. Okay, so I've taken my trade along. After taking my trade around this zone right here, putting my stop loss above this. Okay, it's better you take it like that. Then the stop loss is what? 0.30. So I just be targeting 0.60. And just like that, I'm out of the market. Okay, I'm out of the market. Just like that. Just like that. It's as simple as that. Okay, so what you have to do is, first of all, you come back to, when you log into your chart, mark out your area of support and resistance. Now you are trading along with your support and resistance. Okay, you don't want to trade any price action that is happening here because you may end up in losing your money. Okay, you don't want to trade any market in this zone. You want to trade at all those